almost died. You have a compound fracture of the tibia in both legs, and the fibula in the right leg is fractured too. And as soon as the road's open, I'll take you to a hospital. In the meantime, you've got a lot of recovering to do.
There is nothing to worry about. You're gonna be just fine. I'm your #1 fan.
My name is Annie Wilkes.
I think one of my clients, Paul Sheldon, might be in some kind of trouble.
You mean Paul Sheldon, the writer? Well, everybody sure likes those misery books.
We had it at the store, Paul.
They said he checked out last Tuesday. Isn't that a little strange?
I guess it was kind of a miracle you finding me.
In a way, I was following you.
You were following me.
Oh, Paul, I've read everything of yours, but the misery novels. You must be a good man, or you could never have created such a wondrous, loving creature as Misery Chastain.
You're very kind.
The presumption must now be that Paul Sheldon is dead.
You dirty bird. How could you? Misery Chastain cannot be dead.
Misery Spirit is still alive.
I don't want her spirit! I want her! And you murdered her!
You don't think he's dead, do you?
And don't even think about anybody coming for you, because I never called them. Nobody knows you're here. And you better hope nothing happens to me. Because if I die, you die.
I know you've been out. Is this what you're looking for?
Eventually, you'll come to accept the idea of being here.
Annie, whatever you're thinking about doing, please don't do it. Annie, for God's...
Shh, darling. Trust me.
God's sake.
It's for the best. God, I love you.
A comprehensive overview of Stephen King's novel, Misery. Introduction. Stephen King, the prolific American author, is renowned for his ability to weave tales of horror, suspense, and the supernatural. His novel, Misery, published in 1987, is a prime example of his mastery in the genre. The book tells the story of a successful novelist, Paul Sheldon, who finds himself held captive by his self-proclaimed #1 fan, Annie Wilkes. This article provides a comprehensive overview of Misery, exploring its plot, themes, characters, and the critical reception it received. Plot summary. Misery begins with Paul Sheldon, the protagonist, waking up in a strange bed after a car accident. He soon realizes that he is in the home of Annie Wilkes, a former nurse who saved him from the wreckage. Annie, a self-proclaimed #1 fan of Paul's Misery Chastain romance series, reveals that she has kidnapped him and intends to keep him captive until he writes a new misery novel that brings the character back to life. As Paul begins to write the novel, he secretly plots his escape. However, Annie's unpredictable and violent behavior makes it increasingly difficult for him to execute his plan. Throughout the novel, Paul and Annie engage in a psychological battle of wits, with Paul attempting to manipulate Annie while she struggles to maintain control over her captive. Themes. Misery explores several themes, including obsession, the nature of fandom, and the power dynamics between creators and their audience. The novel delves into the dark side of fandom, highlighting the dangers of unhealthy obsession and the potential consequences when fans take their devotion too far. Additionally, Misery examines the relationship between artists and their audience. Paul Sheldon, a successful writer, is forced to confront the expectations of his fans and the limitations of his own creativity. The novel raises questions about the role of the artist in society and the responsibility they have to their audience. Characters. Paul Sheldon, the protagonist, is a complex and flawed character. A successful novelist, he is initially portrayed as a self-centered and arrogant individual. However, as the story progresses, Paul's vulnerability and desperation become more apparent, revealing a more sympathetic side to his character. Annie Wilkes, the antagonist, is a chilling and unpredictable character. A former nurse, she is both physically and mentally imposing, with a disturbing history of violence. Annie's obsession with Paul and the Misery Chastain series drives her actions throughout the novel, making her a terrifying and unforgettable villain. Critical reception. Misery received widespread critical acclaim upon its release. The novel was praised for its suspenseful plot, well-developed characters, and exploration of dark themes. Critics also commended King's ability to create a sense of claustrophobia and tension within the confines of a single setting. The novel was adapted into a successful film in 1990, directed by Rob Reiner and starring James Caan as Paul Sheldon and Kathy Bates as Annie Wilkes. The film received critical acclaim and was a commercial success, further solidifying the novel's status as a classic of the horror genre. Conclusion. Stephen King's Misery is a masterful exploration of obsession, fandom, and the power dynamics between creators and their audience. The novel's suspenseful plot, well-developed characters, and dark themes have made it a classic of the horror genre. As a testament to its enduring popularity, Misery continues to captivate readers and inspire discussions about the nature of fandom and the responsibilities of artists in today's society.